Hey everyone, today I'm going to demonstrate how to use your first impression mold to make the Gumpaste Baby. Very lifelike and impressive. To get started, we'll need our supplies, starting with your mold. This is again by First Impressions and it's Baby Mold 1. You'll need a rolling pin, a sharp knife. When we do our coloring, we'll use petal dusts. So this is brown for shadowing, a flesh tone, whatever color you want to use for hair. This is yellow. He's going to be a little reddish blonde baby, and just a little bit of pink. Also just a bit of cornstarch and shortening for your fingers. So go ahead and shade your gum paste, whatever flesh tone you want to use. I used Wilton colors. I used a lot of the ivory and just a touch of the peach because the peach is a very strong color. So we want to work our gum paste until it's nice and warm and soft and smooth. So once you have it worked in, use some shortening if you need to get it soft. Let's roll it into a ball, using our palms so it's nice and smooth. We don't want any cracks on our baby. And once you have a nice smooth ball, you want to taper it at one end just to make it kind of like an egg shape, because his head cavity takes a lot less gum paste than the rest of the body. You can use your mold to see about how much gum paste you're going to need. And then we're going to find a nice smooth side. If you have some cracks on it on the back, that's alright, but you want this part going down into the mold to be nice and smooth. And we're just going to fill our mold. I push from the outside in just to make sure none of those seams end up on his face or back or whatever. So go ahead and use your fingers and your hand to get as much in there as possible. And once you feel like you've stuffed it enough, take your rolling pin, and we're going to use a lot of pressure and really work that gum paste down into the grooves. You should be able to see the outline of the body. Go ahead and tear away any of that extra gum paste. And then, because we want a nice smooth bottom for the baby to rest on, we're going to take our sharp knife and just trim off the extra, being very careful not to cut our mold. So go nice and slow. And even if you angle it up a bit, just so you don't cut into that mold, because the silicone is very soft. But you want nice and smooth. It's alright if it's not completely level with the edge of the mold. Just approximately. Clean up our edges, because once the gum paste dries, it will be a more difficult job. And then any tiny little bits you can just fold back onto itself. Now we have our mold completely filled. Nice smooth surface. Now what we're going to do is pop this mold, baby and all, into the freezer for 10 to 15 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I will be right back. Okay, it's been 10 or 15 minutes in the freezer, and our gum paste is nice and cold and set up, so now we can unmold our baby. All you do is gently peel back the edges all around to make sure that it's not sticking, and it shouldn't because it's silicone. And then once you've loosened the edges, just pull it open and use the back of your fingers, and the baby should pop right out. And there we have our Gumpaste Baby fresh out of the mold. Now before you can color it, this needs to dry. It's still pretty bendy, so we need to dry him for about a day or so.